We're here at Cars in the Park in Whitinsville. We're here with a gentleman who has a yellow Ford street rod here. And what's your name, John? What's your name?
My name is Frank Padawani.
Okay. How long have you had the car?
7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
And you bought it already done?
I bought it, it was 90% done. We added the air conditioning and the heat and did some upgrades here and there on it, yes. Yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Why don't you talk us around the car here? Michelle will take and tell follow us.
Okay, this is a, it has a Chevy V8 engine in it, and which produces 360 horsepower, and it has the transmission is a 3-speed automatic transmission, and because it's got the AC in it and heat, and I'm going to open the door here. Yeah.
It's got suicide doors.
Yeah, suicide doors, and
We'll let her get around and take a picture inside. Go ahead, take a picture. Take a look inside, Michelle. So how many miles you put on this a year, thereabouts?
probably about 3,000 to 4,000 miles a year, probably.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
So how many shows do you do a year?
We do many of them. Many. We do sometime twice, 2-3 times a month. Car shows that go all day, and we also go to cruise nights too. At different towns, they have cruise.
So you can say this is your hobby. This is what you do in summer.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, yeah. And we enjoy it. My wife and I, we enjoy it. And we've had this like 7 years. And a personal friend of mine had built it, and he had 2 or 3 other. And he had 2 or 3 other cars that he had built, but he wasn't a show person. He just liked to build them, sit down in his garage and look at them. That's all. And so I told him, I says that I would like to swap him, because I had a '56 Chevrolet, and he didn't want another car. He just wanted to sell this one. He's up around my age. And so, of course, we knew one another for over 50 years, too. So we could trust one another. But my '56 Chevrolet, that was sold, and then I ended up buying this one. And we love it. We love it.
So obviously it's worked out for you. Obviously you're showing this car off instead of your '56 Chevy.
Yeah. My '56 Chevy we had for 24 years. And it was turquoise and white, and it was a sweetheart of a thing too. Any one that I ever owned, we put a lot of time in it and spent money on it, and enjoyed it too. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Glad I interviewed you, and we'll take and put this out there, and so more people can see your car.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're here with a gentleman here that owns this car here, Chevrolet, 6-cylinder. What's your name?
My name's Buddy.
Buddy what?
Brennan.
Brennan. He's from Franklin. I see on the slip he's from Franklin. How long you own the car?
I own the car for 7 years now. I bought off a guy in West Virginia that had 7 of them, and he wanted to downsize.
Okay. So do you go these car shows a lot?
Absolutely. I try to go to as many as I possibly can. Probably between 10 and 15 car shows through the summer months.
You going to Tri-Rods in Lancaster in a couple of weeks?
No, actually in a couple of weeks I'll be down in Newport.
Okay. Well, no, that's fine. That's the one there where we live.
Okay.
So, all right. So you had this car for 7 years. Obviously, that's your hobby to take and go to these car shows.
Absolutely.
Keeps you out of trouble.
Keeps me out of trouble, and I meet new people and new conversations. it's a cool hobby.
All right, well, thank you very much. I'm here with a gentleman here that owns this nice Phantom. Now, what's your name?
Ned Nemec,
Ned Nemec here. And your car is?
1966 Rolls-Royce Phantom 5.
How long have you had the car?
We've had it only 3 years, and we bought it up near Portland, Maine, from the estate of a gentleman who had it over 30 years, and then he passed away, and the family really wasn't interested in keeping the car.
So you inherited the car basically. You paid for it. You paid for it. Well, I mean, you obviously wanted the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'd been seeking a model, something along the lines of this particular car for many, many years. And the timing never seemed to be right. Either it was out of our range price-wise, or it was way far away, like in California or something, and different issues. So this kind of worked out.
Well, obviously, this is a very special car because, I mean, obviously, you look at it, it's before its time. Why don't you tell us a few different things that are special about it?
These cars were a tremendous amount of handwork in that era. It's actually aluminum bodied, and these panels of the body were hand turned out on jigs with mallets and tools, hand tools. They weren't pressed in big presses like modern cars. And all the rest of the features of the car also involved a lot of handwork, the woodwork, the upholstery, etc. And carry a V8 Rolls-Royce power plant, and it was basically designed for going out in very high style.
Yeah, it was the highest of high style.
High style. It has the cocktail cabinet in the back with the cut glass crystal and the ladies' accoutrements, sterling silver brush and comb and mirror, etc. And other features, folding footrests, folding jump seats for the kids, and a lot of niceties that most cars don't have. And of course, lovely burl walnut woodwork.
Oh, absolutely. You go to many car shows during the year?
Well, we try and do several car shows, or even the cruise nights in the evenings around our neighborhood. We're actually down in Lakeville, Massachusetts.
Lakeville? Yeah. Oh, this is definitely a car to come to see. You'll be here next year?
Hopefully, yeah.
All right, well, this is definitely a car to come see. Maybe a lot of our viewers will come to the car show to come see you. Well, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice one.
Good luck with you.
Here interviewing
Larry Ferris.
again. This is his car. This is the one he saved from his father. And, well, give us the rundown.
It's a 32 Ford Roadster. It's got a 350 small block Chevy, 700 R4 transmission, Ford 9-inch rear end. It's a convertible Roadster.
Okay, well, on the way over here, he was talking about his father. I just want to have him tell the story quick, and we'll be on our way. Okay, tell us the story about your father.
My father, Larry Ferris Sr., passed away 2 years ago, and this was the last car show he participated in. So now it's a tradition. So now this will be my second year coming here with a car.
All right, very good. All right, well, thank you very much for the interview, and we will talk to you probably next year. Thanks.
Thank you.
This is Jason McAllister here at Cars in the Park. Got a new person we're talking to. He's got a MG Midget. What's your name, sir?
Dave Butler,
Okay, where you from?
Northbridge.
Northbridge, so he's close.
I'm close.
You're close. All right, how long have you had the car?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
It's got a 4-cylinder engine, 1.3 liter, 1275 cc, 65 horsepower, 4-speed. I've done a lot of work on it. Redid the whole interior, tuned the carburetors on it. But other than that, I drive it in the summertime and rarely put the top up.
Really put the top up. Convertible only. That's what we like to hear.
Well, it does have a top, but I rarely put it up. So
It's inside, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, this looks like a very nice car, and obviously you kept it up. What year is this, anyhow?
This is 72.
72.
Yep.
And you've had it for 10 years. So,
I've had it for 10 years. Yeah.
so you put some miles on it.
I maybe put 400, 500 miles a year on it. I don't drive it a lot. I drive it to shows like this. And
How many shows do you do a year?
3 or 4. I belong to a club. I belong to the Boston area MG club, and it's all MGs. And we go on drives occasionally, and just kind of cruise around and have a good time.
All right. Well, that's very good.
All right.
Thank you for meeting you, and thanks for the information.
Not a problem. Thank you.
I got another gentleman here that owns this Buick behind us. What's your name, sir?
Ed Rivers.
Okay, how long have you had the car?
About 10 years now.
Yeah. Do a lot of car shows with the car?
It's my daily driver through the summer.
It's your daily drive
Yes.
this summer. So obviously it runs every day.
Yeah, and it does everything. Goes to the market, all the things, you know.
Well, there you go. There you go. What can we tell us about the car?
Well, I got the car, the motor was seized, so I had all the motor rebuilt, transmission, brakes, and everything. And this is what it looked like when I got it, pretty much. Probably a few less scratches in it, but
So this is a
what
stock
it
car.
is. Pretty
Stock.
much, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
Motor's
very
got
good.
a little work, but not a lot. Just
basically-
it's still a driver.
Still a driver. I mean, everyday driver. Okay. Well, that's very good. I'm glad to meet you, and
here.
we'll definitely talk to you in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jason McAllister here, Cars in the Park still. We're here looking at this 51 Chevrolet, and we got the owner right here. What's your name?
How you doing? William Williams.
And this is the former owner.
Larry Ferris.
Okay, well, we got a few questions for Larry here first. Obviously, his father owned the car first and built the car, so we'll talk to him for a second. So, what can you tell us about the car?
It's a 1951 Chevy Balea. It's got a 455 Pontiac motor in it.
So, since you've owned it, how many car shows you gone to? What are you doing with the car?
We've been doing 8 or 10 car shows since springtime. We got some plans for it later on. Some new paint, freshen up a little bit. Just going to drive it and enjoy.
There you go. You plan on doing a lot of car shows?
We do.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, well, thank you very much for talking to you guys.
Thank you.
We're here with a gentleman that owns this beautiful T-Bird behind me. What's your name? What's your name, sir?
Ron Whitey Laterno, Worcester, Mass.
All right, well, how long have you had the car?
9 years. I bought it off a guy in Shrewsbury, and it originally came from New Haven, Connecticut. It was in the barn. It must have been an estate, and it was put away, and it was there for 28 years. And when I got it, guys had primed it and, trying to get it going to fix it. They just screwed it up, really. And it was for sale in the paper for $4,000. I think I paid $3,500 for it. And 30 grand later, this is the results, at least.
So how much is this car worth? I mean, obviously it's worth a lot to you, but
I've got $40,000 in insurance on it.
so you can actually make like $7 grand on it. so this isn't a big investment. I mean, it's a big investment for your hobby. I mean, this is your hobby.
Yes. And not only that, it was on the road for about 1 month, and about a quarter of a mile from my house, down by Worcester State University. College kid made a U-turn right into me, and he totaled it.
Wow,
The insurance company said total, but it wasn't total. They had to replace the right front fender, the hood, and the bumper. So they told me, we'll give you 40 grand. If you want to buy the car back, you can buy it back through the insurance. So he says, you got to give me a bid. So I says, 5 grand. He says, no, it's worth a lot more than that. I says, I know that. So I says, 10, that's it. He says, I'll get back to you in 3 days. Nobody outbids it. It'll be online. He says, then you'll get 30 grand.
So you probably did all right in that deal.
Yes.
Because I know what a fender, a hood, and a grill cost. They don't cost no 30 grand.
No. But the parts, like one came from Colorado, Washington State, the hood, and the bumper came from California. So by the time you get through paying $500-600 for each part, and then having it shipped, because it's comes by truck or whatever, and they box it. And
Well, the good thing is you don't need to drive it tomorrow. That's the good thing.
No. It took a long time, and then I got it back, and I'm going strong now.
So how many car shows do you do a year with the car?
I average about 3 or 4 a week.
3 or 4 a week.
Yeah.
So that's all summer?
Yeah. But we had quite a few cancellations this year due to the rain. Tuesdays were bad, Fridays were bad. These are the ones that rainouts.
So this is you and your wife's hobby, basically.
Yeah, and when she don't go, one of my buddies go with me, and we have fun, and we talk to people like you, and we enjoy ourselves, you know. It's a nice hobby, you know.
There you go. It's not bad to be retired.
Yeah.
Obviously, this makes it much better.
Yeah. I've been retired since I'm 63, and that I'm sorry. I wish I stayed longer because it's too much time on your own, you know. Live and learn, you know.
Well, at least this takes up some of your time, your hobby here, because obviously you must be out with obviously like-minded people having a good time.
Yes. And it's a lot of work to keep it clean because it's black, you know. And black is a tough color to keep clean, you know. And if you don't get it clean, people say to you, geez, you don't polish it, you don't do this, you don't do that.
Well, they just don't understand. They're walking by, it takes them 2 minutes to look at the car, and off they go. So, I mean, it's definitely a time-consuming.
People like you talking, do you do this for a hobby or?
Yeah, pretty much. We don't get paid for this. We're just we do racing and we do car stuff. Basically, what it is racing and this is technically our first car show. You're gonna do the tie rods up a couple of weeks.
Yes, that's a very good car show.
Yeah, well,
roughly about 700 cars, 700 to 900 cars.
Well, we'll be there doing interviews. We know the guy that runs the thing, Kevin. Yeah, he lives down the street. Yeah. So, I told him I was going to take and swing in there and do interviews with you guys and help him promote the thing. Because obviously this comes on afterwards, but it gets people interested in these things for next year.
Really a good show too. Really good show. They give away a motor every year. Brand new, rebuilt, or whatever. And that's a nice thing to win. I come very close to winning it the first time I was there. I was one number off.
Yeah, one number is like 100 numbers. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Only one guy gets it. But hey, obviously I'll see you up at the tie rod show if I bump into you.
Yeah.
I'll definitely stop by and say hi.
Okay.
And it's been really nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
And hopefully we'll see you up there.
You do a lot of racing and all that.
Well, we've been taping races. We do a lot of dirt track stuff, which is up north.
Yeah.
We haven't done any asphalt stuff. We're doing a lot of the small engine stuff, which is bikes and ATVs and mini sprints, go-karts and stuff. So yeah, that's whatever. I mean, we're trying to promote small stuff.
I go to a lot of races besides. I follow the modifieds and Sunoco's down at Thompson. And there's a guy that was racing at Thompson now. He's on big times for Gibbs. And he's won 3 races. First place, second place, and I don't know what the other one was. And he won again at Thompson. He's a very good chauffeur.
Well, that's good. Very good. Very nice seeing you, and I'll definitely see you in a couple weeks. And we got another gentleman here with a Ford Galaxy. What's your name, sir?
It's Rich Russell.
Rich Russell. Where are you from?
Charlton, Mass.
Charlton, Mass. So you're pretty close to these other guys. Oh, yeah. All right, well, how long have you had the car?
I've had the car since 1989.
Have you done any work? Or?
Yeah, 89 to 91 restored it, and this is the way she still is.
All right. So you do a lot of car shows with the car itself?
Oh yeah, every Friday night we're out, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever I can.
All right, so this is your hobby for what you do for fun?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what else can you tell us about the car?
It's 64 Galaxy 500 XL with a 390 automatic. Like I said, I rebuilt the whole thing between my brother and I. We rebuilt the whole thing ourselves and just enjoying the car.
Just kept it all stock and
it's about 99% stock.
All right, well, that's good. Very good. All right. Well, thank you for showing and telling us about your car, and we'll see you at the Tie Rod Show.
I'll be there.
We got an owner of Cadillac Eldorado here. And your name is?
My name is Donald Stenman, and I'm from Charlton, Mass. I'm a member of the Hotheads Car Club, and this is my beautiful 1957 Cadillac Eldorado Seville. She's a very rare car, one of 2,100, and I acquired it from a guy, Brad West, that owned it for 40 years, and we took me 2 years to put it together, and we drive it everywhere. We attend all the car shows around town and great places like this, and it's just a whole lot of fun. Me and my family and friends and it's just awesome. Couldn't ask for anything better.
So how many car shows you do a year?
Yeah, probably about maybe 20 or 30, maybe more than that.
Right.
We hit as many as we can.
So that's your hobby over the summer, obviously.
Yes, it is. It is.
So how much you think you got in this car?
Probably about maybe $20,000.
Oh, well, ain't too bad. I mean, always ain't too bad.
Yeah, But there was some other cars involved in the restoration.
Okay. Yeah.
But, you know.
Obviously, you had to search high and low if you needed parts for this car itself.
Yeah, unfortunately, the guy that gave me the car I actually swapped a '59 Cadillac for it, and he gave me everything to put it together.
Okay.
You know, so.
Well, obviously, he did you solid. There's no doubt.
He really did. You know, and
All
I
right.
still talk to Brad pretty much all the time. You know.
Okay. Well, nice meeting you. I'm going to take and do a walk around, and I'm here with a gentleman from fire department. What's your name, sir?
My name's Roy Henry, Uxbridge Fire Department, retired, 25 years. We have a museum on Depot Street with an association, and this is our crown jewel. It's a 40C grade pumper.
Okay, very good. Now we got the truck down. I took pictures of the truck, walk around okay already. Now you got a piece of equipment here. You want to give us the history on that?
This piece of history here is called a fire rattle. 1658, when New Amsterdam was founded in the 1620s, Peter Stuyvesant was in charge of New Amsterdam, such as the governor, and he formed a fire code because of the first structure fire was in 1628. And then in 1658, he formed a group of gentlemen called fire watchers. And they would walk the streets at night with a lantern and carrying a wooden, what is known as a fire rattle, which I have in my hand right now. And when they found a fire in progress, they would ring that rattle, and that would wake up the people that there was an ongoing fire in progress. That's how that item come about. I had no knowledge about it until recently finding out some of my history on it. And now I know what it's about and what it's used for.
So there's all our viewers. Now that we got that down, what do you guys do for the town of Uxbridge?
Right now we're mostly promotional with the museum. I got so many items pertaining to firefighting and fire with apparatus and firefighting equipment that we have at the museum. Our main goal is to teach the history and the preservation of firefighting materials and items and apparatus to keep restored and ongoing, so people can understand how firefighting was done back in the old days. And that's our main goal, is the protection and preservation of this fire history.
Okay, well, what's the address of this place again?
We're at 18 Depot Street in Uxbridge. It's right off of 16 near the center. It's in the area where that big woolen mill of Burnett Neons had burnt down in July of 2007. We're in the long garage right across from the mill site.
Okay, well, now you know where it is. You can come see this gentleman down there. He's got all the information you could ever have on firefighting and fire engines. Thank you very much. We found the real race car here at this show. And sir, what's your name?
My name's Stan Mertz. I'm the owner of the Mertz Racing No. 6 Sunoco Modified that we race at Thompson Speedway.
Okay, how long have you been doing this?
I've been racing about 20 years now. And
how long have you been sponsoring a modified?
I've been with the big mods about 4 years now. Before I raced the Pro 4 Modifieds myself.
Okay. So how you liking racing this up at Thompson? How you been doing?
We've actually been doing good. We won the championship, the NASCAR championship in 2015, and then we've been in the top 5 the last 2 years.
All right, well, that sounds like you've been doing very well.
Yeah, we're really happy with how the team's doing. I've got a crackerjack driver, so.
That always helps. So we want to mention your sponsors for the car itself?
Yeah, we've got, I couldn't do it without J&S Motors down on Church Street in Whitinsville. Certainly Just Get Dirty Garage Apparel and Graffiti Works in Whitinsville, Graffiti Works Sign Company. And then we've got Gunsmoke Racing Stables, Etrees Auto Body, and just came on board Pomfret Wine and Spirits in Pomfret, Connecticut.
All right, well, fantastic. Anybody want to go down and root for a local driver down at Thompson Speedway? Here's your man. We're back here again, and this gentleman's got a story to tell that is definitely worth listening to. Okay, go ahead.
Well, behind us is the sheet metal from our championship year that I was traveling in Chicago on business, and my wife called me and said we had a young man from Whitinsville that was killed in action in Afghanistan. So I got on the phone with one of my sponsors. My son was in the Special Forces in the Air Force, so I have a connection with that. And got on the phone with Sue Gorgolinski over at Graffiti Works, and I said, look, I'd love to run a tribute to Corporal Dawson for that race, and we ended up running that whole piece. That's the quarter back panel and then the quarter panel all through the season, and we kept it on there all season and eventually won the championship. So I think a good part of our good fortune and everything was having a guardian angel on our shoulders there. So
it definitely doesn't hurt, and glad there's people like you keeping track of our fallen soldiers and things like that.
Well, it's any time that I see anyone serving, we have to do more of thanking them for their service and their sacrifices.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you very much again.
Thank you.